Elizabeth Kuhn with our State Champs High School Sports Show content. We're presented by Lawrence Technological University. Be curious, make magic. Visit ltu.edu for more information. The high school football playoffs are starting up, and you can watch it on our State Champs social media channels. Just search State Champs Michigan. Lauren Plant recently sat down with Mark Ewell, the executive director at the MHSAA, about the playoffs. Let's take a quick look at that conversation.
The point system has been in place for a few years now. I certainly feel, and this is my opinion, it's been a great change. Do we have some teams that finished under 500 in the postseason? Yes. But the way the system is crafted, you reward a tough schedule, and I think that is helping eliminate teams avoiding perhaps scheduling certain teams, because now you know not only will you gain the experience of playing a quality opponent when maybe your league is not having a particular good year, but you also gain the experience, win or lose, without it hurting you significantly. So just in the past 2 weeks, we've had some really great matchups. How do you feel about it?
So this is year 3, and this is now the strength of schedule formula. And whenever you do something that's going to impact scheduling, the effect is not going to be overnight.
Right.
So when you now put a higher priority on going out and playing a more difficult or more challenging schedule, you're not going to see that in the first year of the change necessarily, because lots of non-conference schedules are done in 2-year increments so that there's a home and away over a 2-year period. And I think what schools have now done in year 3 is they've realized, okay, with my 3 non-conference games, here's how we need to schedule, knowing how difficult our league is, knowing what our options are out there with non-conference games, how far do I want to travel. All of those factors, I think schools that have really spent time to examine the numbers and what's going to help your school, and I think that's been a good change. Lauren, whenever you're only picking or selecting or identifying 256, you're always going to have teams on the bubble.
Sure.
And so back in the 6 wins in your in days, the teams that couldn't, based on their very difficult schedule, that would just miss the 6 wins, that was the small group you heard from. And now under strength of schedule, you know, we had 1 6-win team that did not qualify this year, a few more 5-win teams that did not qualify. So that's the group of schools that really you do have some compassion and empathy for right now. But yet by the same token, the rules of this game were set 3 years ago.
Right.
And schools do have a lot of latitude in terms of their scheduling. Schools are making decisions about conferences and divisions that they wish to join because of that. And again, I think of the 3 years that we've had this system in place, this has been the most smooth year with the least amount of criticism, because folks that know the rules of the game have played by them.
All right, well, let's get into the football state championships at Ford Field. You tell me if I'm wrong, but this will be the first ever state finals that will take place on a Saturday-Sunday and not a Friday-Saturday. Now, was that a hard pill to swallow when it was announced Michigan State, Penn State were going to take place on that Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, and taking that away from the MHSAA's game?
So people hate change.
Yes.
First and foremost, whenever things are different in the way that they've not been for a number of years, you're always going to get a little bit of pushback. I initially did have some heartburn, but you know, 2 of our very best partners that we have are the folks at Michigan State.
Yeah.
You know, our longtime relationship with, and I see you there every year, Lauren, with basketball at the Breslin, and you know, we play all of our spring championships there, baseball, softball, and girls soccer. Great relationship with the Big Ten school here in town, and we've also got a great relationship with Ford Field. They host not only football, but our individual wrestling finals. And they came to us and said, look, we have a 1-year dilemma that with the new media rights deal that the Big Ten signed with NBC, they want to play the Spartan game downtown on Friday night. Now, if this would have been a recurring problem, Lauren, every other year, so let's say Penn State's coming here to Michigan every other year, and this could be something with our championships we deal with on a consistent basis, that would have been, to use your term, the tough pill to swallow.
Right.
Next year, when the college football playoff expands, what happens to the whole college football season is it moves a week earlier. So the regular season will actually end at the college level the weekend of our semifinals next year. So what I'm excited about is in the future, we're no longer having to compete for eyeballs and spectators with that noon kickoff on Saturday between Michigan and Ohio State. We're not going to be competing with Michigan State and Penn State or whoever rotates in is their closer when the league expands. So, yeah, it's different this year. Is playing on Sunday my first choice? Nope. But because it's a 1 year kind of tweak and exception, we found a creative way to make it work. And like I said, to me, the biggest takeaway here is when we get back on Friday, Saturday next year, and hopefully every year again moving forward, the only other college games played that weekend will be the conference championship games, which I think will only actually make for a better crowd and spectator experience downtown than what we currently have now.
State Champs Nation, there has never been a more exciting time to consider Lawrence Technological University. Just minutes away from two of Southeast Michigan's most popular entertainment destinations in Royal Oak and downtown Detroit, with 5 colleges to choose from, every admitted student is automatically reviewed for scholarships, ranging from $4,500 to $16,000 per year. LTU also offers over 24 Division II level varsity NAIA sports, and unlike NCAA Division III schools, full athletic scholarships. Come to Lawrence Tech's Visit Day on Saturday, November 18th to see state-of-the-art labs, meet passionate professors, and learn why a technologically focused education turns curiosity into magic. Sign up for Visit Day Saturday, November 18th at ltu.edu.
The boys soccer regionals took place this week. Let's take a look at all the action.
I'm Chris Gorski on the west side at Forest Hills Northern High School for a regional semifinal matchup between Rockford and Traverse City West. First half, Titans attacking early on. The ball bounces around the box to Callan Ray, and the junior scores, putting TC West up 1-0. From that point on, the story was Rockford attacking and Titan goalie Camden Takash keeping them out of the net time and time again. But just over 5 minutes to play, Brian Gashaw swings it over to Adam Flanders, and the sophomore shot is true. He ties this up at 1, and we're heading for overtime. In the second half of OT, Titans can't clear it. Gashaw has a shot this time. He goes upper corner, and the senior gives Rockford the lead as the Rams win this one 2-1 and advance to the regional finals.
I'm Greg Molson in Grand Blanc for a boys soccer Division I regional semifinal. The Bulldogs of Brighton taking on the Bloomfield Hills Blackhawks. It's the Hawks on the attack here. Alec France getting off the shot, but it's stopped by Charlie Birchfield. At the other end, it's Colin Robertson with the free kick, and it's Toby Bennett with the diving save. Robertson gets another free kick in the final minutes of the first half from midfield. He puts it into the box, and it bounces right out to Owen Buckley, who boots it into the net. Bulldogs go up 1-0 at the half. Early in the second half, it's Devlin McGinnis getting it to Robertson again. This time he puts it in himself off the hands of Bennett. Brighton goes up 2-0. And Birchfield would take over from there, pitching the shutout in goal for the Dogs. Brighton wins it by 2. Oxford and Detroit Catholic Central. I'm Greg Molson with the highlights, and it's the Shamrocks looking to get on the board first. Gabe Moot with a great shot, but it's right at Nolan Mauser. Cooper Kaufman then has a chance for the Wildcats off the free kick, but Blake Maroon reads it perfectly for the diving save. Back to CC, and it's Nick Gauci with the pass in front. Mauser knocks it away, but it goes right to Brady Schmidt, who hammers it home. Shamrocks take the lead with just over a minute left in the first half. And they add to it early in the second. After the miscommunication between the Wildcats, Hudson Todd takes advantage, winning the race to the ball and firing into the empty net. ACC up 2-0, and the defense does the rest. Check out the sliding takeaway by Taylor Stevens. Detroit Catholic Central wins it 2-0, advancing to play Brighton in the regional final. Flint's Atwood Stadium for a boys soccer Division III regional final, with the Chargers of Flint Powers Catholic playing on their home field, taking on the Williamston Hornets. It's the Chargers getting the only goal of the first half. Check out the great passing in the corner. Mason Mather sending it in front, right to the head of Brendan Sly for the goal. Powers up 1-0 at the half. The Hornets turn up the pressure after the break, and it pays off here. Shelton Schulzer with the pass from midfield. Watch out for Matthew Palmer, racing in front of the keeper to take it away and fire it in, tying the game up at 1-1. Back to the Chargers, and it's Logan Johnson with the pass in front. Looks like Brendan Sly gets his second goal of the night, but he is called offside, so the game remains tied. The Chargers get another chance, though, off the corner kick. Brady Lenzine with the header, and the Hornets are called for a handball, giving the Chargers a penalty kick with just over 7 minutes to play. It's Lenzine taking the PK and coming through with the game winner. Powers Catholic beats Williamston 2-1, advancing to play Detroit Country Day in the D3 semifinals.
That's a quick look from this week. Good luck to all the teams competing this weekend. Also, head to statechampsnetwork.com to vote for the Mr. Football and Anvil Awards delivered by Hungry Howies. The top 10 is now frozen for the rest of the playoffs. And head to statechampsw.com to vote for the Volleyball Player of the Year presented by Michigan Elite Volleyball. I'm Elizabeth Kuhn. Thanks for watching.
State Champs High School Sports Show is presented by Lawrence Technological University. State Champs is also brought to you by the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. The Michigan Army National Guard, a proud partner of the MHSAA. The Detroit Athletic Club Foundation's Athlete of the Year Awards. Applications being accepted now for the male and female high school athletes of the year. Check out previous winners and download the application today at dacathleteoftheyear.com.